Well, Mom always said she wants you to be happy and safe. So as we get ready to celebrate her this year, the last-minute dash to buy something nice, it's important to look out for the seasonal scams. Consumer reporter Steve Noviello is live in Dallas to explain. Hey, Steve.
Good morning. Let me ask you this. Can you guess why Mother's Day is such a perfect storm for con artists?
Maybe because of that mad dash that I mentioned. Today's actually Mexican, we celebrate Mexican Mother's Day today. It's called Dia de las Madres. So I know I've got some friends right now who are looking up flower delivery at 8 a.m.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And no offense to spouses and kids and whatnot, but generally Mother's Day shopping is done at the very last minute. Generally it's done online, right? Kind of divorced from the actual, vendor. And unfortunately that means it's a kind of a good breeding ground for the opportunity for scams. So first up, you're going to want to try and use websites you've used before, vendors you've used before. But what I know that you're going to be lured by are those big ads you see generally on social media promising, great gifts for very, very, very little money. So take a look at the video we've got for you. Let me walk you through how to make sure you're doing a security checkup. The first thing I want you to look at is the kind of that URL, that HTTPS. The S is what you're looking for. That little tiny S makes a very big difference. It means there's an extra security layer on the website. That means your information will be encrypted. Now, of course, we're showing you a website that does it right. That's why, it's also got the lock icon there. An icon that you've seen many times, but have you ever hovered over it? It actually allows you to check on a website's security certificate to make sure that things are also secured there. The other things to watch out for are those reviews. You want to make sure they're from verified users and not just from the company themselves. I can tell you when I've been on the fence and seen something that I'm just not sure about, I've gone so far as to capture the image of the reviewer, do a reverse Google image search, and see if the origin of the picture is actually the person who supposedly had great things to say.
Oh, wow. That's such a great tip because you're right. Some of those can be tricky. Steve, I know you also talked about greeting cards. There's a vulnerability with greeting cards?
Yeah, particularly on the side of the recipient, you're going to want to make sure that you don't fall for a very popular scam in which, you get an e-card, Mom. You click on the link and then all of a sudden there's malware or spyware that's been downloaded to your computer. So let's skip ahead to those tips for e-cards. If your kids are, not generally the type to send such a thing, of course, that could be a red flag. But what I want you to look out for are the kind of overly general notifications. Your favorite child just sent you an e-card, or even if it says your son or your daughter, right, there's a 50-50 chance the scammer's going to get it right. If your children are not generally the type to send electronic cards or gifts electronically, especially if you've already received something in person or in the mail, that may also be a red flag. If something looks fishy and you're just unsure, go ahead and trust your gut. There is nothing wrong with calling your son or your daughter and asking if they sent you something via email. Remember, moms, for years you have been looking out for us. We would be happy to do the same in return.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a great segment, and a happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there. Thanks, Steve.
Take care.